everyone. This is about the topic which we learned today, verbs and its kinds. For your better understanding, again, I'm just sharing this video. Verbs are words that denote an action. They are also called doing words. Doing words we also know as action words. Okay, and in the grammatical language, for action words and for doing words, we say verbs. Now they are of two types, transitive and intransitive, that we are going to learn this year. A transitive verbs, transit means what? To pass on. So transitive verbs is one in which the action passes over from the doer or subject to the object. Doer means the person who is doing the action in the sentence. It is also called as subject. For example, please close the window. Now here in this sentence, you is hidden. Subject, you is hidden. Please, you close the window. Now here, subject has passed the action of closing to the object window. So this is the example of transitive verb. This sentence has a transitive verb. In the above sentence, the action passes on to the window. Okay. So here you is the subject, close is the verb, and window is the object. So whenever if you want to find out whether it is transitive or no, you have to search for the object. If object you find, it means it is a transitive verb. Now in intransitive verb, an intransitive verb does not let the action pass on to the object. It means, example is given here, the dog barks. Can you see any object over here? No, there is no object found over here. Okay, the dog barks. Dog is subject, bark is verb, means action word, object is missing. If it was given example, the dog barks on the road, or the dog barks at the strangers, so strangers on the road would be the object, so it would be transitive verb. But here those things are missing, that is why the dog barks is the intransitive verb. In the above sentence, the action barks does not pass on to any object. That's what I told. Now exercise you have to solve. Write T for transitive and I for intransitive verbs in the sentences. Now here some sentences are given to you and we have to find out whether they are transitive or intransitive. The rabbit hopped. Now where rabbit hopped, is it given over here? Is it mentioned here? No. So object is missing over here. The rabbit hopped out of the cage. The rabbit hopped in the jungle. Nothing is given here. No cage, no jungle. That is why it is intransitive verb. I for intransitive. Okay. She is resting. Where is she resting? On the couch, on the bed, on the chair. Where? It is not mentioned over here. So object is missing. She is resting. That is why it is intransitive verb. I have to go now. Where? That place is not given here. I have to go home, or I have to go to play. Nothing is. I have to go to do the studies. Nothing is given here. Subject is there, verb is there, but object is missing. Okay, so it is intransitive verb. Sentence. Put away your books. Now here also subject is hidden. You put away books. This subject is there. Put away verb is there. And books. Now this is object. So you can see subject, verb and object. You is a subject, has passed the action of putting away, okay, to the books. Books is object here. That is why it is transitive. You can see the object over here. The guard blew his whistle. The guard is a subject. Blowing is a verb. Blew. What did he blow? Whistle. So whistle is object here. So this is a transitive. The action is passed on to the object. I had a glass of water. I is a subject over here. Had is verb over here. And glass of water is object over here. So this is a transitive verb. Example. He is eating an apple. He is a subject. Eating is verb, apple is object, so this is also a transitive. Transitive example of The car stopped suddenly. The car is subject, stopped is verb. Suddenly, but where? It is not. Object is missing here. Okay, so that is why it is intransitive. The action is not passed on to any object, so this is intransitive. The moon rose early. Where? Object is missing. The moon is subject, rose is verb. Early, but where? That object is missing over here. That is why it is intransitive verb. Birds fly in the air. Subject. Birds is subject, flying is verb, and air, in the air, is object. That is why it is transitive verb. Flying. Birds are flying in the air. Subject has passed the action of flying to the object, that is in the air. That is why it is transitive verb. Now there are some intransitive verbs are there, na? Correct, no? First, third, fifth, then this side also sixth one and eighth one. So we have to convert them into transitive verbs. Okay, for example, rabbit hopped. The rabbit hopped out of the cage. The cage, we have added object to it and turned and converted that sentence into the transitive verb. She is resting. She is resting. Where? She is resting on the couch. This is the object we have added here to make it transitive. I have to go home now. I have to go now. Where? It is not mentioned. So I have added object over here, that is home. The car stopped suddenly. The car stopped suddenly. Where? I have added it. The car stopped suddenly on the road. On the road is the object. So I made it transitive. The moon rose early. Where? In the sky. The moon rose early in the sky. So I have added object over here. So I have converted all the sentences into transitive verbs.